Happy Money Monday. Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Jerry Stecco. It's Monday, January 12th. Beautiful Money Monday, and I had to make a video today. I just had to. I want to start the new series, and I want you guys to keep me accountable. Every Monday, I'm going to be posting a raw talk. You guys are always used to me with my Miro boards, with my highly edited videos and everything, but I want to start doing something different, something that many of my market is not doing as of now, as of yet. And I want to start doing more raw talks. I want you guys to look in depth as to my methodologies behind things, how I think about certain concepts, and overall my stance on certain things, right? Because I don't just want to use YouTube as a way to talk about specific things that my ICP wants or has and just promote my consulting program or mentorship, whatever. Like, yes, that's entirely part of the reason why I made it, my testimonials, results, because I want to be able to showcase my consulting company, sure. But I also want to just talk more of like a one-to-one basis. So treat this call, treat these raw talks, guys, as if it's literally just a one-to-one call you and I that we're having. And I'm going over a very important topic that, I see is becoming more and more apparent in the marketplace. Okay? These things are going to be pretty raw. It's going to be me going in depth every single week into different topics that I feel you guys need to know. And the first one that I have today that I really want to talk about is why you need to go all in on info right now. And I want to keep it as raw as possible. I have maybe 4 or 5 bullet points that I want to talk about. And what I want to say, guys, to start off is that we are in a generational bull run. Like, I'll tell you guys one more time. We right now, as we speak, are in a generational bull run. It has never been easier to make $100,000 a month, 1.2 million a year in the info product space, especially this kind of business model. You guys have to understand there is more money than ever before being circulated every single day. Okay, there are billions, trillions of dollars being exchanged every single day. You tell me you can't even get $10,000. You can't even get your hands on $1,000 a day to make 30K a month. Do you understand how genuinely crazy and surreal that might be to even comprehend or think of? That is how I think, right? I think to myself, how is it possible for people not to know how much money there is in this world? Right? As you guys know, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, SteckOGP, STCKOGP, down in the below in the description, you'll be able to follow. I was around so many buildings and so many cars, Rolls Royces, Phantoms, Uruses, Lamborghinis, Bugattis, the hotel suites that we would stay at, and overall the restaurants. Guys, insane the amount of money around you. And I thought to myself, I remember telling to one of my friends, Wiley, I was like, bro, I never knew how much money there was until I came here. And that might be the case for a lot of you guys watching the video right now, especially if you come from a place or a town where there might be a small amount of wealth, but not something like the UAE. Like, I come from Montreal, Canada, right? I come from a neighborhood in Montreal, Canada that the average home is like $300,000-$400,000, $500,000, let's say, right? In Dubai, it's crazy what's going on there. And I remember watching a video of one of my mentors as well, and a good video he made was the opportunity that the info space has right now as we speak, and I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. There is so much money to be made, and right now, for those of you watching, right, you're either starting out or you're pretty stuck between $10,000, $30,000 a month. What are you waiting for? Like, genuinely ask yourself, you are in the middle of the gold rush. Go mine. If you don't know how, that's a different story, but go make money. It's right there. We're in the gold rush right fucking now, bro. There's no better time. And the reason why it's called a gold rush is because it didn't last for long. And I don't know how much longer it's gonna last, which I'll talk about towards the end of the video. But guys, I'm telling you, like, you have to be able to witness when you have an opportunity in your hands and when you have to be able to take it. Because my second point that I want to talk about is, do you guys understand to what level this business model is friendly in terms of profit margins? Like, it's genuinely surreal the amount of profit you can amass from this business model. You are literally just selling information to the mass market, and you're able to acquire leads through free social media platforms. And all you have to do in exchange of that is be able to know exactly what to post, how to speak to prospects, how to convert them, how to get them on calls, and how to make them to pay you. And in exchange of them paying you, you're literally just selling information. You're not going in person. You're not selling a like event unless you're doing like upsells with masterminds, but it's surreal to me. You're just selling information. And the profit margins are like 90%, 95% if you have an appointment setter. I know some business owners, they're making 100K a month at an 80% profit margin. You're telling me $100,000 a month, you keep 80,000, and then you have roofers that have businesses where they make 100K, they keep 20,000. That's the average commission, or that's the average profit margin, 20,000, 30,000. You're making $80,000 a month, and you don't realize how crazy that is? It's genuinely surreal. And to make it even more of a deeper point, especially in my field where either I have my own consulting business or I actively manage info products and I scale them and take revenue share. So I have a client that made 100K last month and I took $20,000 from it. 20,000, I took 20% because I scaled him up to 100K and he was stuck at 7K for the longest time. So I think it's more than fair. $20,000 I got from just one of my clients, and I did zero fulfillment on their own clients or prospects, but just the team meetings, just marketing, consulting, built up, landing pages, everything. That to me is surreal. It's surreal to even think about, right? And talking about profit margins, what you guys have to understand as well is that an info product is so easy to scale. Like you have your starting, which is 0 to 10K. 0 to 10K is you doing everything, right? You're doing your own posting, you're doing your own setting, you're doing your own editing, you're doing your own sales calls, everything. That's like the 0 to 10K. Then you have your like 10 to 30K, 10 to 40K, where it's still you doing the sales calls, you're pretty much posting as much as possible, and you have an appointment setter, right? Especially like over the 20, 30K mark. You have the appointment setter. And it's either you're doing low ticket and you're exhausting your audience constantly, or you're doing around mid ticket because at least you have some brain, right? But you also have a hard time to know what your day-to-day should look like, how you should scale from that, what kind of content you should post, and you're essentially just spamming your audience as much as possible. And some months making 30, some months dipping back down to 15, 20, not knowing why, which is like the second stage. The third stage is between 50 to 80,000. Right? Where you have a good 2 appointment setters, you probably have a closer, and you're constantly posting, you have YouTube going in as well, but you're stuck because the organic seems to be not doing the job, or maybe it was in the past and now it's dipping and you want to start doing paid ads, but you have no idea how to do paid ads. Maybe you want to run like a webinar, a challenge funnel, but you have no idea how. Then you have 100K plus. Then it goes to $250,000 plus. $500,000 plus. So there's different stages in the scalability. But I'll tell you what, it's only in the info space where you could go from 10K a month to 100K a month in 90 days. And if you don't believe me, look at all my client results. I had a client, Andrew, he's a very good friend of mine. He's actually here in Montreal. He flew from Atlanta to come see me. We scaled from 7K a month to 100K a month in under 8 months. I have one of my other clients, Daniel, that's a day trader. We scaled from 0. He had no mentees, which is tough if you guys know. From 0 to now, it's the 12th. He's at 37,000. He has a sales call tonight, which I know he'll close for a 5K PIV, and will be at 42K if it's in God's plan. By this end of month, mark my words, go back on my story when it's the 31st. I'll be able to post Daniel's testimonial. He's gonna hit at least 75,000 this month. 0 to 75K in 8 weeks. We started working beginning December. It's January 12th. Name me a business model where you could scale that fast. It's impossible. Like unless you're doing big crypto pump and dumps, or you're running like your OFM agency, which I met so many guys in Dubai run OFM agencies, and they have like 20 models on demand and they're just buying more. Sure, maybe at that point. But I'm not in the line of work. I'm into info. Know what I mean? So it's crazy to me that people don't realize the scalability. That's why like so many people, guys, I'll get sales calls and I'll hop on calls with these guys and they're stuck at 20, 30K. And I'm telling them, look, do this shift, that shift, and you'll make 80K next month. And they're like looking at me as if I just spoke Chinese. I'm like, bro, people have limiting beliefs around how much they can make. This is no joke. I've seen it happen every single time. I've seen me tell clients, brother, keep doing what you're doing. You're on track to making 50K this month, and they're making 10K last month. And they didn't believe me. I'm telling you guys, you have to break your own limiting beliefs around money. You have to be able to realize that if you don't know everything within your info business, get the proper help. Once you have the proper help, your limiting beliefs will be broken by me and you'll make record months. It's happened every single time to every single one of my clients. They'll hop on a call, they're stuck, not knowing what to do. After an hour of pure value, they leave the call and they go and make tenfold how much they made when they first started with me. That is how it works. Why would you be stuck making 20, 30K a month for months and months and months on end when you have one shift, one lever pulled, one tactic pulled, and your business exponentially increases? That's what blows my mind. Because for the longest time, I had an ego. I was like, no, I'll do it myself, do it myself, do it myself. It's the moment I dropped my ego, realized other people there can help me and can scale me, I made so much money. And I'm only 22. And God is my witness, I'll be able to crack at least my first $1 million month before I turn 25. And I know I will. For those of you watching right now, I'm not going anywhere for the next 10 years as long as I'm alive. As long as these Ferraris that I drive don't kill me, and these cigars that I pump into my lungs don't kill me, and no Uzbekistani fighter hits me in the skull. As long as these three things don't happen, which that's the only way I would die. The only way I would die is when all those three things happen. Okay? As long as those things don't happen, then I'm telling you right now, you'll catch me making $1 million a month at 25. I'm telling you. I'll be off the coast somewhere, Ibiza, Greece, Dubai, doesn't matter, Croatia, you'll catch me somewhere. But guys, I'm getting a bit off topic here, okay? Because talking about scalability, I want you to understand the future of info. I've been asked this question on podcasts. I've been asked this question on client retreats. I've been asked this question when I went on vacation. Is Jerry, how do you envision the future of info? Well, I'll tell you in just a second. I believe that the info product space is adapting constantly. Every single day, every single week, you need to be able to sit down for just literally a couple hours, look through content, not aimlessly scroll, but look through with intent of what kind of content is working now, right? What kind of content or what kind of trends are there in the market that I can capitalize on? Because that's what the info space is. It's gold rushes coming back and forth every single week or so. And if you capitalize on it and you have first movers advantage within your market and you have innovation to bring, you'll be able to capitalize on it. For example, if I'm in the consulting niche, which I am, and I look and see at the fitness niche, and there's a fitness trainer online that posts a specific kind of reel and it went viral and it continues to go viral and there's a bunch of leads on his page. What if I recreate something similar with a similar variation, but about consulting that none of my competitors are doing? That's innovation. That's first movers advantage. Automatically, that TAM, that total addressable market that I'm gonna have into my consulting, industry, I'll be able to attract more people towards me. Why? Because I'm being innovative. I'm not copying other people. I'm doing my own thing. So I think the info product space will reward innovation like never before. I think you have to be extremely creative and extremely adaptable at all times. If you're not adaptable and if you're not innovative, you will get left behind. I truly believe that there's only gonna be the top dogs in info. I believe that every single day there are more and more people starting courses, mentorships, everything. And they don't really know what they're talking about, leading to them scamming people, which really sucks. I can't tell you, I'm a growth operator. I can't tell you how many client calls I've been on where they told that they've been scammed with growth operators in the past. I'm like, yeah, no shit. It's these guys that barely know any AI, barely know any sales, been in business for 3 months and say, I'll scale you to 100K a month. Then they join with no upfront because they don't respect themselves or their systems or their teams. They found some systems off a Discord channel, and before you know it, they burnt the client, and now the client comes to me asking, why did I make $0 for 6 months? Literally what happened to my client Daniel. For 6 months, he made nothing. He comes with me, first month 27K, second month 60K. Literally what happened. But that's just because it boils back down to there's no barriers of entry in the info space. So everyone comes in, everyone migrates towards the info space. It populates like crazy, both growth operators and regular coach consultants. They deliver false news, they don't deliver properly, and they start to create a bigger stigma. So what happens is all these people that get burnt are all going to flock and go to that one person or top individuals within that industry. And those are the ones that are gonna win every single time. So I truly believe what's gonna happen in 2 years' time, a year's time, is it's going to be harder and harder to compete with the top people. I think you're gonna have the top guys over here, then you're gonna have the middle guys trying to make it to the top, and you'll have the bottom feeders. And every single time someone wants to come in and start a new business or whatever it might be, they're gonna eventually, maybe not now, they're gonna eventually skip the low, skip the middle, and go straight to the top. And these are going to be destroyed. And by these, I mean if you're making around 10K a month, struggling. If you're making around 30K a month, struggling, they're gonna go straight to the top guys making hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. And I'm telling you that day is gonna come. And when it comes, you're gonna be able to realize and you're gonna ask yourself, why haven't I acted sooner? Because you can still act. There's still time to act, whether it's specific content strategy, specific funnels in place where your competitors cannot replicate, specific converting mechanisms in your content, in your copy, to be able to distinguish yourself off the market and start to attract more people, start to attract a like-minded audience and curate a personal brand of people that follow you for who you are. Do you understand that if you have a loyal following, no matter what you offer, they will always buy because they believe that what you offer is valuable to the marketplace? And that is how you cement your last name long-term in the info space, right? So the last point was literally that. It was how I think that the info space will look like in the next 1 year, 2 year. And with AI rapidly advancing, I believe that people are going to be asking themselves more times than not, is this real? Is this fake? What am I looking at? So to be able to differentiate yourself and be more personal, be more relatable, and overall be more yourself, you're going to be able to be ahead of the curve, because AI still cannot replicate a personality. They can replicate a lot of stuff, but they cannot replicate humor, relatability, personal values, and that's where all the money is related to. Look at Iman Ghazi, Daniel Dalen, all these big guys. People buy for them for who they are. No matter the vehicle, it's who they are, the person. So if you're stuck between the numbers I mentioned, 10K, 20K, 50K, even 100K, you have to ask yourself, am I heading towards the path of profitability, of success, or the path of mediocrity? And if it's mediocrity, you have to change. You have to be willing to adapt. You have to be willing to innovate. I'm telling you, right? Guys, that's a 16, 17 minute banger video I just filmed right now, guys. Off the top of my head, I was flowing, but guys, this is so important to talk about, okay? I made a 46-minute video breaking down how I would add and create a 100K per month consulting business. If you guys are serious about creating your info business, or you already have one but you're looking to scale, look, click the link video down in the description. It's so much value. I went to Dubai with my good friend Jerry, yes, same name as me, and he has a appointment setting, DM setting offer. And we had broken everything down A to Z, what he has to do to be able to scale and make his first six-figure month. That video is in the description. I dropped more value than these courses charging you 5, 6K, 7K for. Go consume it, go watch it, take some notes. And from that video, if you're ready to book a call and you want to get some proper help, or just chat, get some face-to-face, and you want me to audit your company, your systems, your numbers, let me know. Drop a message on my Instagram as well, @StecoGP, and I'll catch you guys soon. See you next Monday. Peace.